Hello. Hey. For fuck's sake. Hi. Hey. Well, this is a story all about Victoria, Vicky Tori, Tory Girl, Healthy Fit Vic, HFV, oh, and my best friend really kindly calls me so I wanted to do a kind of reintroduce myself, basically just copied Tally, because Tally did one the other day and I thought, oh, maybe I could do that, and that would get me kind of like on a roll to my YouTube channel again. I'm Vic, I'm 24, I live in Manchester, I've got a mum, dad, a brother. No, I'm joking. I am 24. A lot of people are always really shocked by that and think that I'm way older. No, I'm not. I used to say that I was fresh out the womb, but I'm definitely not fresh out the womb at 24. I am from Manchester, from Salford. If you've ever been to Salford, you'll know what it's like. So I've been brought up as a fighter. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I've been brought up in a really diverse area. I've had quite a nice upbringing, thanks to my dad's always worked really hard throughout his life, which has been great. I'll introduce you to my family. So I've got a mum, Diane. I've got a dad, Andrew, also known on Instagram as Vicky Spence Manager. And fun fact, before I got a manager, I actually used to be like, I'm just gonna CC in my manager, and I'd CC my dad in, because brands seem to take you a bit more seriously when you've got a manager. So yeah, thanks Dad. And then I've got a brother. My brother is I think maybe he's like maybe 28, I think. It doesn't matter anyway. When we were kids, we used to scrap. We'd always start off as like a friendly fight. We'd be doing like wrestling. I was such a tomboy when I was younger, so we used to put his underpants on, and then we'd go on my mum and dad's bed and like have this like play fight, and I'd do the Rikishi and like fart in his face, and then he'd like grab me around the neck and like knock me down, and then it'd get really serious, and then he would hit me around the head with the deodorant can. I really love my brother, he's great. That's my fam, that's who I live with. And actually earlier this year I've got a boyfriend. I shouldn't forget that. I've got a boyfriend called Mike. He is literally my BFF forever. Mike's 30. He's actually a little bit older than me, which is nice because he's quite mature, but at the same time boys are still semi-immature, so it's quite nice. And yeah, we've been together for like nearly 3.5 years. I was a personal trainer. I personal trained for 4 years. I put in a graft. I was literally working from like 4:30. No, I wasn't working from 4:30. I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning, training clients from like 6 till 12, and then a lot of the time I was having to then get a train to London to do all of my other things, like the things that I do online, so going for meetings, doing like launch events or whatever it was. And after 4 years I was literally like this, and I would actually wake up some mornings, sit at the end of my bed and cry, because I was so overworked and I literally ran off adrenaline. I'd be like, oh, it's 35 minutes past 4, better get ready now. And I soon began to realise that that's not a life. And I'd done that from when I was like 19 years old to when I was 23, and I didn't have a fucking life. Money's great, but I think memories are a bit better. So now I run a social media platform, which is Victoria Neve, which you can follow here. I'll put it there. I've got a middle name Neve, spelt like Niamh, because my dad is Irish. So my dad's full Irish, so I'm half Irish, so I think it came from somewhere along the family. And my dad wanted to call me Neve, and my mum said no, it's not fair. When she goes to school, people are going to be like, what is Niamh? Or like they're going to call her Niamh or Niam or whatever, so they call me Victoria Neve. So I run that, and through that I work with brands, so I do like brand partnerships and collaborations, which is incredible. And I also have, so through that I met 2 girls and we formed the Girl Gains, and the Girl Gains is now a podcast with the BBC. It's called Fit and Fearless. I will also link that there, and we talk all things like fitness, mental health, well-being. It's just bants. It's really good. I also created something, I guess you call it a movement, last year called Face and Flossing, which was something I was really passionate about. I wanted to create something which was a safe space on the internet. So it's a private Facebook group, which really pushed people to work on themselves, to do more personal development, because I found that a lot of people were turning to health and fitness to find their happiness and to find their confidence. And I don't know if you've ever been on a journey to kind of maybe some weight loss or changing your body or whatever, and while getting into fitness and working out and eating well is, you know, it's really great and you'll feel really good from doing it, it's not going to take you to this final destination of overall happiness and feeling super confident in yourself. Along my journey, I've done so much personal development. Like, I've gone to the craziest, weirdest events. One of them was Anthony Robbins, where literally it was like everybody was on crack but everybody's sober, and you're like giving twizzers, you're like high-fiving, but you're just literally working on yourself, something I'm mega passionate about. I created Face and Flossing to kind of create this space to make personal development sexy, and I literally just sold out the first event this morning, which was like literally couldn't believe it. Okay, so I ended up here doing all of this because I trained as a dancer. So I grew up being a really sporty kid. From like the age of 3 I was dancing, and then when I went to school I was literally on every single team, including like the football team, rugby team, netball team, swim team. God bless my parents for having to literally, there was nights where they'd take me from like to 3 different activities in one night. I took their life from them. So I did that, and then when I was 16 I went straight to professional dance college. When I was like 18, so this was second year going into third year of college, I started to become really hyper aware of my body, and I wanted my body to be perfect. I wanted to have the best body. I was such a perfectionist. So I started to really get into health and fitness. I started to look at food, although I had no idea, because I was getting all of my information from Instagram, which is why you should not trust everything that you find on Instagram. Also, I didn't know what to do in the gym, so I was literally going to college all day, and then straight after I was going to the gym, I was doing like a 10k run. God knows how I did that every single day, but I did, followed by like 100 different sit-ups and like all different stances. Anyway, I slowly but surely started to develop an issue, and I was later diagnosed with anorexia, orthorexia and depression. And as you can imagine, over that time I fell into a really dark place. I isolated myself from everyone. I was suspended from college, and dance was literally the only thing kind of keeping me going and keeping me like wanting to like live. Yeah, I was in a really bad time for about a year and a half, and then I kind of just decided that I didn't want to live like that anymore, and that wasn't a life. And I think I saw like a bit of a glimmer of like worth, and I think I'm gonna do a whole different video on this, but I think the biggest thing that I want to highlight with that is it was never because I didn't feel confident in my body, and it was never because my body was a massive issue. The underlying reason was going through things in like my family life and that I hadn't dealt with. Then when I decided I am going to recover, enough is enough, I started an Instagram account, which is the same Instagram account that I have now. However, it was called Fighting Fit Thick back then, and it was literally a diary, and it helped me get better. I'd obviously isolated myself from all of my friends. I would just post on there like all of the meals I was having. I would post therapy appointments, I would post how I was feeling, and over time people started to follow that, like people with eating disorders, I think, and it was really helping them. And then I was like, shit, all of these people with eating disorders are looking to me to recover, I better recover. And that kind of gave me my inspiration and motivation to carry on. My eating disorder definitely, and going through that really bad time in my life, I literally just thought like, if I can hit rock bottom and then climb up to the place where I'm at now, then I can do anything. I can do anything. And I think anybody who suffered from a mental health illness before, they should know this. Like, they should know that if you can find the power and you can find the strength inside you to recover from a mental illness, you're literally battling against your own mind, you can literally achieve anything. Throughout my time within health and fitness, I have been in and out of all kinds of fads. I've definitely tried the, what's the diet called where you take all that carbs out? I've done the no carb diet. I did bikini competing. I did bikini competing, and I actually did really well. So I won Northwest and I came like 4th in Britain. That was a period of time where I think I thought I'd recovered from an eating disorder, but I hadn't actually really recovered, and it was a kind of a way for me to still be in control of my food and things like that. But yeah, it was an experience. I actually wouldn't change that experience. So that's basically my life. That's where I'm at now. Quick 10 fire round of things that you might not know about me. Okay, number 1, I was BBC's Pudsey Bear when it was in 2012, and I was known as the best breakdancing Pudsey there has ever been. Number 2, I trump a lot. And Mike was the longest relationship that I'd been in, where I managed to last for 3 months without him knowing that I trumped, but then one time I laughed and it came out, and then that broke the seal. Number 3, I grew up such a tomboy. I used to literally love calling myself a chav. I had fake Burberry, I had a Scott jacket, I wore a Lacoste tracksuit. I was literally the biggest chav you've ever met. Number 4, I've never had a fight, but I have knocked somebody out in a club. He was basically strangling my best friend because she wouldn't kiss him, and I turned around and I don't really know what happened, but I literally was like, oh my god, I need to get her out of this situation. Boom, and he was on the floor. He got dragged out the back, I got dragged out the front, and yeah, that's the closest I've ever been to having a fight. Number 5, I have a life coach. He's called Sam. I feel very privileged to be able to have a life coach. I was literally at breaking point about this time last year, and he literally picked me up and made shit happen for me again. Number 6, my favourite food in the world is sausage and mash, and when I'm sad, my dad still chops the sausages in half, does a pile of mash, and then sticks the sausages in the top like a hedgehog. Number 7, Mike and I met through something which you could only describe as an episode of Wife Swap. I will do a video about this in the future, but yeah, it was eventful. Number 8, I once beached my car on a hump outside of a shopping centre because I couldn't be arsed waiting in the traffic, and I was literally hanging on top of this hump with my wheels on either side while I sat there in the car with my friend with my head in my hands, not being able to move, and a guy just comes over and goes, you're gonna have to get a crane, love. Number 9, I'm actually quite a socially awkward person. If I don't really know people, I can be really shy, and I just won't really say anything, or just really stumble on my words and make a real fool out of myself. And if I'm in like a shopping centre or something and I see somebody who I kind of know but don't really know, I have hidden behind clothes and mannequins before, so I didn't have to make conversation with them. Number 10, I hit puberty when I was 8. I had my first bleed and I started to grow boobs when I was 8 years old. Therefore, when you are 8, you're still getting changed with boys when it comes to PE. And when I was like 9, 10, all of the boys in the class used to point and be like, look at Vicky's plant pots! I hope this video has been very useful for your life. I'm sure it probably hasn't, but I hope you've enjoyed watching it anyway. Let me know in the comments below what kind of videos you want to see from me in future. Anything you want me to talk about, discuss, whatever, just let me know. Just put it in the comments below. But if you could please subscribe, that would be lovely. So thank you for watching. I hope you have learned a little bit about me, maybe some things that you didn't actually know about me. So yeah, Have a lovely, lovely rest of your day.